We've restored the Byzantine Empire, and we've got the entirety of Anatolia and the Balkans, all done with the cunning use of the new flavor added, a national awakening for Greece. If we get 4,000 likes in this video, I'm going to do a brand new Romania campaign to show all the Romanian flavor that was added too. Also, if you want to get the DLC, consider using my link. I get a commission on any purchase with the link, and I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And if you're not yet subscribed, well then, there's not much I can do to change your mind, is there? Hope you enjoyed the video though. And if you do, maybe just to slap on that subscribe button. Maybe, if only if you enjoyed the video, I'm saying. Despite starting out with only 6 soldiers, 600,000 GDP, and less than 1 million population, Greece has received a ton of flavor with the National Awakening DLC, including the Bavarocracy, Balkan League, and the Megali Idea tune-up, I guess you could say. Now, it is very important that you follow some things carefully, because if you don't know what you're doing, you can end up not properly optimizing your run. Let's just go with that particular saying there. First off, it's vital that we push for nationalism. So if we go straight for nationalism, we get the penalty from not having researched the previous 2 technologies. So we're gonna, of course, go stock exchange, banking, and then nationalism. The reason we're doing this is because nationalism unlocks in this particular patch promote national values, the decree that as of now allows you to assimilate pops within their homeland states. So that means we can start assimilating the Turks within the provinces that they have as homelands after we've conquered them. More importantly though, it also is going to unlock the ability to start supporting separatists, which means that they will likely have a revolution of Greeks, which will join us after they've won said revolution. Because we start with Otto von Wittelsbach, which is of Bavarian origin, as our king, we've got the Bavarocracy mechanics. In essence, if this bar reaches 100, we fail Bavarocracy and we get the downfall of King Otto, allowing us to replace him with another leader. Or if we do manage to complete Bavarocracy, we can have a civilizer king of the Hellenes, which is going to give a few bonuses such as Hellenic order, influence, loyalty from political movement subjects, offense and morale loss bonuses if we go down the Othonian staff reforms. So it can be worth it to try and prevent the Bavarocracies from reaching 100. We can go down to 0 by converting to Orthodoxy, but that's our only option. So the other things we need to do to prevent this from completing is firing General Karl Wilhelm von Heideck, which is a Bavarian. Now, we can only fire him after 1 year of service, so we're going to have to do that in 1837. We could also prevent it from getting voting rights, from marrying our leader as well, so we can go ahead and seek royal marriage, say with the Russians. Why not? That way we can secure an alliance perhaps with the Russians. They already start with protective attitude. That's actually really good. So if they start with protective attitude, it means that they very likely would join in our war against the Ottomans. Our landowner's leader is also a South German, so we can replace him here, temporarily get the landowners out of government so we can exile dissident, and then we can bring him back into the government. We're going to mix him in with the rural folk, which will allow us to go for homesteading as our very first land reform. The rest of the legislation we have is actually not too bad. We also start with combination acts, which increases the radicals from political movement considerably. We have a few options here. We could wait until very late in the game to switch to right to associate, or we can go backwards, get guild system, and then afterwards we will be able to use the trade unions or the industrialists to get right to associate. But that's not on our priority list. What is surviving. So yeah, we got a bit of work to do here, guys. I'm gonna merge up both of my armies, and the first thing I'll do is I'm actually gonna recruit some more soldiers. We want to have at least 10 battalions, so we get rid of another one of these points of Bavarocracy ire, and then we're gonna follow that up with a tooling workshop, an iron mine, because we can actually have iron in the Peloponnese. Promote social mobility. Road maintenance is going to be pretty much mandatory in our 2 primary states, and we're also going to improve relations with the Britons, the Austrians, as well as the Ionian Islands, which we want to annex. We can do that easily as long as we have 50 relations with the Ionian Islands and with the British Empire. I'm also going to go on very low taxation level. We don't need to worry about taxes and all that right now. Our truce expires in 10 months on the 1st of January 1837, and that is exactly when we will start our first war against the Ottomans, and you'll see in a few reasons why we're doing this initial war before the separatists movements. In the meanwhile, we can also get a power block embassy from Russia, which will improve our relations with them a little bit more, and the same with the Austrians. We could try and get a power block embassy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This particular bit is super RNG. The Austrians need to have protective attitude towards you, and right now they are cautious towards us, which means they likely will not help us in wars against the Ottomans unless we become their subjects, which we don't really want right now. October 17th, 1838, and we're finally able to go to war with the Ottoman Empire. We set our primary war goal, the province of Thessaly, as well as Macedonia. We also are able to liberate Serbia in this war, and we've called in the Russians by promising them the liberation of Bulgaria. That way, after the war, we have Serbia, Bulgaria, and ourselves independent nations within the Balkans. I guess Montenegro too, I kind of forgot about them. I've also attacked now and not in 1837 when the truce was over, because the Ottomans managed to get a defensive alliance with the British Empire, so I literally just waited for the right moment. Right now the British are busy with other wars, so they don't join us. That being said, if I was to set more provinces instead of just these two, they would have joined the war, so I was only able to grab 2 provinces for myself without the British Empire actually joining on the side of the Ottomans. We also managed to get 18 conscripts by setting up the enlistment efforts decree in all 3 of our starting provinces. Ottomans are actually losing again and again, which in turn means the little Russian contingent that is helping us out here is having an actual field day, and we're not gonna lie, advancing into our war goals. That is really crazy to see. There we go, we managed to get a hold of the capital of Constantinople, so we've basically won the war. Beautiful. Best part is that we have a border with Bulgaria, so when we're ready for it, we can also expand in that direction too. And because of the war, we lost quite a little bit of population, which means we've got increased fervor for our primary culture, the Greeks, +5 from having lost 82,000 people during the war. Also, since we've recently won a war and we have 5 Greek homeland states, we're losing Bavarokrasi ire, which means we might be able to actually do this particular journal entry once we pass the right legislation. Now it's time to fix our country, so we're gonna do filing cabinets, which will allow us to incorporate the state of Macedon. Thessaloniki should already be a incorporated state. Now it's really important that we cancel the increased enlistment efforts decree after the war, because we don't need to waste it like that. Instead, we can do road maintenance for now in Thessaly, Macedonia, and maybe even we can add an extra consumption tax and lower our taxes to very low so we can get a little bit of extra legitimacy. I'm also going to delete the 1 mobile artillery because I just don't want to have to import artillery pieces just for that 1 little unit. Hey, ascent phase with the homesteading. Okay, this actually might pass, boys. Sacre bleu, we have homesteading. We're a real boy now, everyone. Oh my lord, we got nationalism. Holy shit. Did I just see that? Our people have awakened. We got national awakening. Oh, this is huge. So we're gonna eventually get up to 50 fervor because of the national awakening, and the best part is we can do this. Support separatism in the Ottoman Empire. So if we go to their domestic affairs, we see that we have a Greek national movement that just arrived, and they're already protesting, so get ready because we're about to get massive. We also have the Greek state journal entry. Our claim to this land is indeed irrefutable. We get claims on West Thrace, East Aegean Islands, and Crete, and we lower relations with the Ottomans because nobody gives a schnitzel what they care about, okay? Now we need to have 15 Greek homelands in order to do this particular Megali idea journal entry, and there are different possible effects once we finish this off. 15 Greek home states is crazy though. Like, I didn't even realize that we have 15 home states, but apparently we do. There's a lot of them. Although, in my defense, most of them are really tiny and barely noticeable. Alright boys, we had a few years in which we've just basically focused on our economy, and we've been improving relations with the Ionian Islands a lot, which is why now, because we got relations both with them and the British, we can annex the Ionian Islands with a click of a button. The Treaty of London allows us to get another state towards pursuing the Megali idea. The Greeks protesting in the Ottoman Empire are taking their sweet time here. I mean, I've been waiting for literally millions of years and they still haven't started any secessionist movement. We just managed to pass National Guard, which is a huge step forward. It means we can mobilize an extra 35 or up to 35 battalions now. More importantly, National Guard together with autocracy means that we can do the Bavarokrasi journal entry. All we need to do now is get 75 legitimacy, so that means we just change this to only the landowners and unpause. There you go, boys. We got Citizen King of the Hellenes. Two options. We can either go for the prestige university throughput, or we can go for the offense morale loss reduction. I'm gonna go for the first one because I don't don't really need extra military bonuses. We're gonna use the Russians most likely in the war against the Ottomans again. We're also starting to get quite a little bit in the investment pool. We're getting about 20,000 reinvestment, which is not bad considering we literally have like 4 big states and a couple of small Schnitzeldorfs. Pursue the title of Eastern Rome. Rome will be indeed restored. We'll take the 20 infamy, not a big deal. Instead, we get claims on Aydin or Ionia and also on Dogutrakia or Constantinople. So that means whenever we do get our war against them, we should be able to grab this for very, very cheap. Oh, and speaking of uprisings, we got the Irish uprising. For the first time in the history of mankind, the Irish people would like to be free. 8.9 brave Irish folk have decided to rise up against the tyranny of the British. I think it's also time that we attempt to go for Rasal Sagrakatsonos, as they say in Greek. That's totally a Greek word. This will help us in the future when we get other Balkan folk around in our country. And you know what they say, second time's the charm, right? This time it's definitely gonna pass, clearly. Also, that whole war for the independence of Serbia was useless because the Ottomans went double down on them, got them back as a freaking protectorate and puppeted them. So should I be worried here? Am I in freaking danger? It's I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit boring just waiting for the freaking revolution to trigger, but it's worth it, trust me. It is the best feeling when you grab like 11 states out of the Ottoman Empire without having to even fight for those states. It is unbelievably juicy. Plus, you don't pay any infamy for it too, which is amazing too. I also like how as the Greeks, we've got basically all the resources available. Once we have Aydin too, we're gonna have coal, so then we properly start to industrialize. And I know what some of you are thinking, Ludi, why the hell did you go for the guild system? You're trapped now. You got minus 30 qualifications. It's pretty bad, bro. It is. That's true. But because we went for guild system, we have a higher chance of getting support for right to associate, which is what we really want. Check it out. The industrialists are already supporting this. They would not have supported this if we were on Combination Act. So once we get a little bit of clout for the industrialists, we should be able to pass that legislation. Now let's go ahead and also try and pass protectionism because we really need some protection. From the Italians, there's a mob in the south. It's dangerous out here. Greek Revolution, baby! This is huge. This is actually huge. All right, so the Greek uprising has our unconditional support, obviously. The Russians also are on the side of the uprising. And as you can tell here, the uprising includes a big, and I mean a really big chunk of the Ottoman Empire. We've got Trebizond, we've got Cyprus, we've got Crete, we've got, wait, we don't have Crete, do we? Oh no, Crete's still part of Egypt. Okay, it's fine. We've got Macedon, so that's something, all right? We've got a big chunk of everything here. Is Egypt independent? Why did that not break away? It should have broken away as far as I'm concerned. We will have to make a secondary army just so we protect the western flank. So let's get a secondary general too. Boom. Protectio Maximus. I got chills. They're multiplying. And I'm losing control of the power you're supplying. It's electrifying. Gee, I wonder why Ludi's singing that song from the movie Grease. Because he's a fucking nerd, that's why, okay? There, you got the freaking reasoning right there, buddy boy. Okay, we basically won. We've got all the war goals here, so we just need to wait for them to peace out now. There we go, baby. That means we have the event Secessionists Prevail, and now we can annex Greece. Greece will annex Greece, in fact. Boom shakalaka. We went from 4 states to how many we got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 states. So we need a couple more for the Megali idea. Well, 12 states actually. I'm really bad with counting, obviously. We do need to get back the capital of the Ottomans, and we got to get the southern tip of the Bulgarian area too. Wait a second. Why are the Ottomans still at war with the Russians though? Oh, it's oh my god, this is just horrible. So now they've got a second revolution. The Serbian one. And the Serbian one has lands from Hungary too. This is not Serbia. This is Yugoslavia, my dude. This is crazy. It's wild what's happening in this game, not gonna lie. I love this DLC. It's such a cluster schnitzel if you're playing in the Balkans. That being said, we've got one major goal now to industrialize. So we're gonna have to start building up some coal mines in Ionia because we're gonna need a lot of them. Now we do have a coalition of industrialists and landowners, so we can go for the right to associate straight up. Let's take a little gander over here at our cultural map mode. So this is a little bit strange because technically there's a lot more Turks in Trebizond as well as Bithynia. So I'm not sure why we got these states, but I am not against it. In fact, I'm happy. Now the problem is we got a lot of Turks, 3 million to be exact. So we're gonna have to get straight to work converting them. We're gonna have to cancel a lot of these decrees that we had from before, and we're gonna need to basically just spam a very particular decree that allows us to promote national values. We're gonna have issues. The reality is what just happened to them will happen to us if we don't have majority Greeks everywhere. Another thing that we can do to help with that is pass better legislation from education system. Instead of religious schools, we can try and pass public education, public schools, which will give us assimilation rate instead of conversion rate. Also deleted a couple of my construction sectors because we cannot handle that many, unfortunately, for now. The bright side is because we have claims and we've got homelands in these areas, we also incorporate the states in a year. So the only issue is going to be when we have to grab the rest of Anatolia, which is not homelands of Greeks. So this inward part is going to take 20 years with our current citizenship laws. And there you have it. We also managed to get right to associate, which is huge because it means now we got less radicals from political movements. So less Turks being upset with the fact that we're technically converting them right now. Also doing a lot better with our economy. We've got 18 million in the investment pool because we've got 74,000 reinvestment. So that means that we actually need to start building up again our construction sectors that we just deleted a couple of years back. This next war is a little bit more of a difficult one because it really is just us alone against the Ottomans. We did manage to get the Serbians in exchange for their autonomy increase, and we got the Egyptians in exchange for their independence. So that's actually double win for us because once the Egyptians are independent, we're going to attack them for the island of Crete, obviously. And this war, obviously, the main goal for us is to grab Constantinople so we can change our capital to the old Byzantine capital. And we're grabbing Albania too since we're at it. Kind of funny, but in this patch, Montenegro is one of the nations that receives some of the highest amount of content. They got this feature called raiding, where they plunder another resource from another nation. In this case, they're plundering the Ottoman Empire. They're raiding the Ottoman Empire. This is the most Montenegro thing you can ever imagine. All right, we've won a few battles here. We should be able to grab the war goal any second now. Oh, dude, can you imagine? The Greeks have been under the tyranny of the Ottoman Empire for literally, how long now? For like 400 or 500 years, and we're finally able to grab the capital of the Byzantine Empire back once more under our control. Serbia is also still a puppet because they pieced out before I managed to enforce my deal, which kind of sucks. On the bright side, we did get the Egyptians to be independent, so let's support separatists in their country. Do we have a shot at our separatists actually breaking away? Probably not, though. I think I might have to just attack them for this island. They only have 20 units, so it should be super easy. In fact, maybe I'm just going to grab a bigger chunk of the Egyptian lands because this is, after all, Byzantine clay, right? And also delete my relations with them. I don't want to be their friend. Look at that. Economically, we're doing super good right now. Holy schnitzel, man. I mean, we're still making money for the investment pool. We got 100,000 for the investment pool. Holy schnats. Okay, actually doing really good. Like, really, really good. I think we're going to need to get some railways, though, because I feel like we're running out already of infrastructure in quite a few provinces. Also, we might have just a tiny bit too much bureaucracy right now. I'm also going to start upgrading my education and my home affairs whilst I do have this extra bureaucracy lying around, because we also want to take advantage of our institutions, don't we now? Okay, we're starting to actually look like the Byzantine Empire. We just need one province. We need south or north trace, whatever it's called, and then we're done for it. Oh, we have some issues, guys. We don't have pops to actually fill up these bureaucratic centers in Anatolia because they're primarily Turks in this state, aren't they? Yeah, look at that. 300,000 Greeks and almost 1 million Turks. And Turks are not accepted for us. Turks are, in fact, basically on the first level, aren't they? Violent hostility or cultural erasure, which means we're going to have to rebuild those government administration buildings in Greek provinces. And we're also going to need to double down on logging camps. We're so short of lumber right now. It's crazy. Another thing we got to watch out for is what I said earlier. The Turks will start rebelling. So we got a lot of Turkish national movement. We're going to suppress this, but it's still going to be a problem. They're already at 60% protesting. The easiest way to get rid of this is to stop promoting national values in these particular states. But I'm not going to do that because if I do that, then they won. We don't want them to win. So what I'm going to do is once they reach like 74% protesting phase, I am going to stop then. But only the majority Turkish state, not in all of them. So I slowly still convert them basically. Right now we're converting 3,000 a month, which considering we don't have any public schools is actually quite a decent amount. It's also time that I get my secondary military company. I'm gonna go for the combined metalworks because we want that extra manufacturing industries throughput by 5%. Now we do have a bit of a situation. I'm in the process of attacking the Egyptians. I actually wanted to make them a protectorate because it's very, very cheap, and I will eventually, but they're currently at war with the British. And guess what the British want? The British want freaking Crete. Why? Just why? Anyway, so I need to make sure they back out of this. They got to be fearful. That's why I called in the Russians. It's just horrible, man. We're gonna add Egyptian protectorate, but we cannot make it a primary demand. That would be way too much infamy. We can also add humiliation, so that way they should very, very likely be backing out of this, right? Come on, Egypt, just back out of this, buddy. Just back out of this. You don't want to fight the Russians, trust me. You really do not want to fight the Russians. I am telling you, please back out of this. Okay, they did back down. Woo! Okay, boys, we got Crete. We're safe. We're not gonna have to fight the British Empire to get Crete. Thank freaking Schnitzeldorf I paid attention and I realized what was happening. Otherwise, this would have been a failed attempt at forming Byzantium. Now, in the future, I still do want to make them a protectorate, so we'll attack them eventually after the next war with the Ottomans. They will have lost Hejaz to the British by that point, so they should be even less of a threat overall. We're also starting to properly gain a bit of momentum with our industry now. We've reached almost our construction capacity. We got 98,000 reinvestment, so we can probably afford a couple more construction sectors. There you go, say 2 more in Thessaly and our capital. And speaking of capitals, I think it's also time that we change our capital to the good old capital of Byzantium or Constantinople. There we go, baby. Way better. Now imagine if we did to the Turks here what the Turks did to the Greeks back in 1453. We'd have a ton more Greeks afterward. Oh, I actually just realized, because we have state religion, we're converting pops to Orthodoxy super fast, and I mean really super fast. That's crazy. All right, now that we've got Crete, we can also improve relations with the Egyptians. I genuinely do not want to have bad relations with them. If we got good relations, once we make them a protectorate, they're also going to be a little bit more loyal from the get-go, right? Jesus, mother of God. 700 wood, 200 coal. Okay, we need to get down to the industrial bees and honeys here, don't we? There we go. Let's spam 1 wood camp in every single province we've got. That should technically fix the issue, and it should give people jobs, which makes people more happy and less radicalized as well. Hey, look at that. The Ottomans have lost the Tanzimat, which means that Serbia is independent, Wallachia is independent, Moldova is independent. Basically, most of the Balkans is independent. I like how they still have a little piece of land here in East Serbia. Half of East Serbia is theirs for some reason. That's it, though. That's just so random, it's crazy. It also means they are now an unrecognized nation, so it should be a lot cheaper for me to grab and gobble up all the rest of the Anatolian bits. Well, we've got a bit of a situation here, boys. We have the opportunity of forming the Byzantine Empire instantly after this war because the Bulgarians join on the side of the Ottomans, which means that we can grab the southern bit of Bulgaria for ourselves, which is the last part that we actually need to form the Byzantine Empire. So we can do it by 1867. However, or 68 when the war is over. However, check this out. This is 21 infamy to grab the southern tip of Bulgaria. But if we were to make them a protectorate, it would only be 18 for the whole country. So I'm obviously going to make them a protectorate. It's way better off. And we can still form Byzantium once we make them a puppet. So after a few years of protectorate, they become our puppet. We can grab the southern tip and still form Byzantium. And what happens then is just we annex the southern tip and they still exist as our protectorate, or better yet, a puppet in the northern bits. The next question is, are we going to grab Kastamonu? So we have the coastline. Are we going to grab Ankara, which is the better population and better state overall? I think I'm going to actually go for Kastamonu simply because it has more coal mines that we can get our hands on, and we can just grab Ankara in the next war. We don't really have the maneuvers right now for all of the stuff. We only have 20 maneuvers left, so aside from that, we can just grab a few parts in Transjordan or Dobruja or something of the sorts. Now, our units right now are set to defend basically for the time being until we finish recruiting the rest of the conscripts. We've got a good 100,000 conscripts we can recruit, so it's just a matter of time until we can start pushing into the lands of the Ottomans and the Bulgarians. Okay, they're making the mistake of actually attacking us right now, and they're losing the battles too. They're draining their manpower pool for no reason. Oh, look at that, boys. We also managed to pay off all of our debt, so that's another point in the Megali idea. We need to not have any debt, as well as the 12 Byzantine states. Yeah, I feel confident we can start pushing as well. Let's give these guys a little bit of a bonus and give them the objective here. Konya, which is the war target right now. There we go. We're grabbing the war target all by ourselves. We're not in need of anybody else's help here because we're the good guys, and the good guys always win. That's why they write the history books. All right, war target has been acquired. Well, primary war target anyway. Let's go ahead and get the secondary war target, set up Kastamonu, and then we can attack into Bulgaria too. And one thing I'm a little bit worried is after this war, it's likely that the Ottomans, as they're going to be weaker, they might fall prey to other nations, and we want to prevent that. Basically, I need to make sure that I grab the rest of the Ottoman Empire, not the freaking British or Russians or anybody else of the sorts. Same with the Egyptians. Once my infamy is a tiny bit lowered, I'm going to start attacking the Egyptians, making them a protectorate too. Oh, this is no bueno. We got the Turkish about to uprise in our country, so it's time we cancel some of these particular decrees. They might have been a little bit upset with us trying to convert them every 5 seconds. So now we should be losing that. There you go. Hey, we just got Bulgaria. Beautiful. Okay, so now we just need to wait for the Ottomans to give up as well. And we got the rest of the soldiers now from the Bulgarian front onto the Ottoman one, so we should have an easy time winning this too. This is looking a lot better, isn't it, boys? Konya and Kastamonu finally again ours. And this will be a little bit of an expensive integration, as well as 21 years to integrate is brutal. We're gonna need to spam a few more government administration buildings to, let's say, 3 of them, maybe 4 of them should be okay. And we're also gonna need some more construction sectors. We actually have quite a little bit of an extra investment pool boost. Our reinvestment right now is sitting around 120, 110, and we got 40 million in the investment fund, so we need to bring that from the investment fund into actual buildings in our country. To keep my Bulgarian subjects loyal, I'm gonna have to increase the Overlord's army power projection. So yeah, we're gonna have to get more soldiers now. Not sure how the Serbians managed to get the rest of East Serbia, but I'm not complaining. That's gonna make it easier for me to grab this stuff for myself. But unfortunately, the Egyptians have actually become an unrecognized major power, which means I cannot puppet them right now. Holy freaking Christ, we finally passed this. This took so long to pass, it's wild. Let's go ahead and get some public health insurance system too, since we have that available to us. And we are finally losing Liberty Desire with our subjects Bulgaria. They get the Great Eastern Crisis for now, which means that they have weekly Liberty Desire increase by 0.35, which is a lot, so it's pretty difficult to keep them in check. That's why our army jumped up to 85 soldiers already. We're gonna have to get some more, by the way. We're gonna need at least 10 more for now, I guess. I am also basically building most of my industry and pretty much everything in the Greek, like proper homeland Greek areas. I'm doing that because in case of a Turkish rebellion, it's easier for me to destroy the rebellion if it doesn't have any actual soldiers. So literally all of my, or most of my army is built in the southern tip of Greece and in Thessaly right now, as well as my capital, because my capital cannot rebel, and that is the best state we have, right? Oh, actually, no, we got more GDP in our old capital. Oh, schnitzel. I guess since we're waiting, we could attack Wallachia and Moldova, make them both protectorates. That way we secure the northern border above the Bulgarian areas. If they're smart, they might also back out of this, but I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. I was also kind of hopeful that Bulgaria is going to join on their side so I could lower their liberty desire. I mean, so I could lower their autonomy level. All right, let's go with the invasion into Wallachia through our lands of protectorate Bulgaria, because that's the thing you can do, of course. Finally, it's been patched and it's actually working as intended now. Ah, yes, the Balkans finally coming together under the great union of Byzantium, technically, if you really think about it. Also, what the hell is this? Moldova has a little rebellion state that has peace with Moldova? No, they're going to war with Moldova now. Okay. I'm trying to join, I cannot. What do you want from me, Moldova? Oh man, this is so silly. All right, let's go ahead and increase our relations now with both of these bad boys. We can also fund lobbies if we have the option to. Oh, look at that now. The Great Eastern Crisis is over, so now they're losing Liberty Desire at almost half a point a week, which is wild. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more construction sectors. Let's go ahead and build up some more of these bad boys. Say we could max out the construction sectors in our former capital of Athens. And I think it's time for me to change some of these names here. There we go. This seems a little bit more Ludi friendly. Constantinople. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Can someone explain to me why Serbia is literally 50 freaking 9 infamy to make a protectorate out of? I mean, I guess it's because they have a lot of states, right? They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 states? What? That is a buttload of states. They have very little GDP and population compared to the amount of states they got though, which is weird, but yeah, that's wild. Now the main issue is that the Ottomans will back out of any play we do against them because they are fearful, so we have to make primary demands out of whatever we want to be taking from them, which kind of sucks because it limits our expansion massively, right? They got really good states in the east though, 32 coal mines in this one, 36 lead mines and 30 iron mines. I really want to get both of those, and we got more sulfur in Mosul, and overall Iraq is also pretty decent, so we really want to grab as much as possible here. This would be an ideal peace deal, these 4 states, but yeah, I think I might need to just make one of these. Okay, they're brave enough. They didn't back down, so we can grab all 4 states. Another thing to note, because we have a lot of Turks and they're going to be rebellious, what you could do is you can use the violent suppression, which will give a state penalty from turmoil reduction and the emergency relief if need be, but it's not necessary in most cases. We have been making progress though with conversion. Look at that. We used to have like 1 million Turks and 200,000 Greeks. Now it's almost 30-70 pretty much. Grisania rules Turkey. I had to say it. It had to be said. It had to be said. I'm sorry. I know you Turkish people in chat are upset now, but it had to be said. I'm sorry. All right. So now that we got most of the good resources, we just need to worry about the rest of this stuff here. I'm actually thinking maybe I could just release Iraq and puppet Iraq afterwards and just grab directly the Syrian parts for myself. Although also releasing Syria wouldn't be a bad idea. Then we have Syria, Iraq, Egypt as puppets. Then we're going to puppet the Serbia too. So we have all the Balkans. We have all of the Middle East that we can get our hands on. And we just directly own Greece and Anatolia and make it 100% Greek and Orthodox. That is the goal for this campaign in any case, right? Now let's also make our government buildings filing stand. Oh, holy mother of God. I just changed to standardized filing cabinets, and I realized there's got to be a state with way too many of these. Where is it? It's Ankara. Ankara has 34? Holy shit. This is way too many, buddy. Way too many. We don't need that many. We could instead use that paper to get universities. Let's say get 14 universities in our capital. It's time that we actually get some innovation for ourselves. We don't have much of that going around. So let's check what's happening here. We're right behind the Mexicans and the Spaniards, above the Canadians, and we're about to catch up on the Australians here. So once we, I mean, we are obviously going to be doubling down on our economy now, right? So we should be able to catch up with everybody else a little bit quicker now. Also, I can make Bulgaria a puppet, which means that we can finally restore Byzantium, Clicius Maximus, Formicus. Rome shall rise again. We get claims on the entirety of Serbia. So maybe I'm just going to directly own that. I'm not sure yet anymore what I'm going to do. How much is that going to be? That's 9 infamy for 1 state. That's Kosovo though. That's 1 million population. I'll think about it. So now we need to not have any debt and we're good. So it means stop building shit. Stop building. Let the private sector take over so we can transfer from the investment pool that's 57 million strong, 1 million into basically principal now. Let's check. Turks are a tiny little bit upset. Think we need to suppress them a little bit more then. Let's go ahead and get violent suppression going, baby. They love this around. The kids love this, guys. The kids love this. You know, like that old grandpa that you go visit once in 7 years and he's like got no idea what kids want or what kids like, and he's like, kids love this guy. The kids love this. Just give them a little bit of violent suppression in the provinces. They'll be fine. See? Exactly what I was saying. They are fine after violence suppressing them. I guess the little old grandpa knows what he's doing, doesn't he? Oh. Did I just see that? We are the world's 8th great power, boyos. Oh my lord, I am in love already. Holy schnitzel. We're right behind Austria too. We got a lot of prestige, surprisingly. Maybe it's because of all the soldiers we got. I love how we also have literally 0 acceptance of Turkish people. That is just the tables turning right there. Byzantium rises again and will continue to flourish. 15 legitimacy, authority, and bureaucracy, or legitimacy based on government clout and prestige. No, we're gonna go for the juicy stuff. I love how the Russians still have protective attitude towards me. That's the ultimate kick right there. They still have this little idea that they might ask me to join the empire at some point. We're a great power. It's impossible now, buddy. We're a big boy now too. Also, did you guys notice that mid recording I actually changed my camera? I got a new camera. I hope you guys like it. It's 60 frames 4K, so it should be a little bit better than the previous one, on account of the previous one was a $30 camera that I've had for 4.5 years. I'm not a big fan of change. What do you want from me? Wait, I just realized, why the hell does Crete have majority Turkish people? This makes no sense, actually. Even in the 1830s, 1840s, 1900s, early ones, they still were a minority Turks in Crete. This genuinely is a bit of a surprise to me now. Hey, look at that. Even without too many of the national values decrees enacted, we're still gaining quite a few Greeks, actually. Now, the religious thing is what's getting me a little bit on the fritz. We're getting 13,000 a month. If I switch away from state religion, though, I'll be able to assimilate people faster, which is more important in my opinion than religion. But at the same time, we also kind of want to, you know, make a few more orthodox so we don't get, like, I don't know, Muslim revolts afterwards, even though they're Greeks. Also, didn't know there's that many Shiites in the eastern parts of Turkey. Is that real? Are Kurdish people mostly Shiite? I actually didn't know that. And we are 200,000 behind the Turks population wise, so we're gonna be majority population very, very soon. This is exciting. Like, this is actually exciting. I didn't expect that you could do that. This is actually really, really fun. I'm not gonna lie, I love this. It's painful. It's difficult to get this done because, as you can see, Turks rebelling every 5 seconds is a bit of a pain. Although they don't have 100% yet, they might reach 100%. So we're on the thread there. If they do rebel, it's not the end of the world. The Russians are our partners, so we can crush the rebellion easily. But it's just an interesting playstyle with the new mechanics in 1.1, and I'm kind of on board with it. Oh, we can decrease autonomy. Let's go. Valokia, soon Moldogia too. Oh yeah, baby, look at all that pink on the map. I mean purple. We're totally purple, not pink. So I actually pushed for human rights because that unlocks multiculturalism. Why did I do that, you ask? Because we've got a lot of Turks that are angry, and these angry Turks also support multiculturalism. Now we actually have a very decent chance at passing multiculturalism, plus that also gets rid of the revolution completely once we start passing this. So we might fix a lot of issues in our country right now. And now it's official. We actually have more Greeks than we have Turks. We're converting about 6,000 people to Greek, and we're losing 2,000 Turks a month, which is a pretty decent amount. And yes, I did switch back to promote national values everywhere because us passing multiculturalism screws over and doesn't allow the Turkish national movement to get any movement. Look at that. They're sitting calmly at 30% agitation. It's like nothing really. So we restored the Byzantine Empire. We captured all of the Balkans, Anatolia, and the former Eastern Roman Empire borders, and made Greek the majority culture within the empire, overtaking Turks by a long shot. If you guys enjoyed this run and you want to see more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to get the DLC for yourself, use my link. I get a commission, and I would really, really appreciate it very much. Till the next one, take care of yourselves.